Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Today we're going to play a game that is near and true to my heart, in that it's the game that started it all. Well, by that I mean it certainly was a beginning of such. But anyway, there's many other aspects to beginnings that I'll get into as I discuss the many things we will be discussing on this in this series. Okay, so for starters, today we're going to be playing Pathways into Darkness, the game that, has many, many secret occult symbolisms inside it. And it's something that's used by these dark occultists as an initiatory tool to recruit many would-be warriors to their side. However, today we will only be examining the symbolism, and also we will be playing the game. So, without further ado, let's get started. Okay, so to begin with, here is the manual that belongs to the game. As you can clearly see here, this temple, it looks like it's an ancient Mayan pyramid, and it also has a very interesting taste of Egyptian-like architecture too. It could be Atlantean, possibly. We don't really know, but what's inferred here is that it's just simply a temple that's undiscreet. As you can clearly see at the entrance, we have the two pillars. The two pillars or columns symbolize the left-hand path and the right-hand path, or the middle pillar and... No, hold on, sorry about that. The middle pillar is in the middle, but it's not really a pillar here. You can't see it. But we have the right-hand pillar, which is Boaz, and the left-hand pillar, which is Joachim. And these are the pillars of severity and mercy, respectively. Check that out. Okay, so anyway, we will be entering the temple today. And the story begins. Pathways into darkness, where fools dare to tread, where demons lurk and hide. Okay, so here we are on my Mac emulation, running on Windows 10, by the way. We will be starting a new game, and it doesn't really matter what the title is. Let's just begin. Okay, so we start out entering the temple of darkness. But anyway, as we examine from where we just came, this is the temple. So look closely around. You'll see the columns here. One is broken, symbolizing a fallen prince. So right off the bat, it immediately tells you that this is a Luciferian doctrine that's being preached here, which is interesting. It certainly has very many Luciferian overtones, this game does, but we will get into that soon. As you can see here, there is a blue pillar, or not pillar, but a rune on the ground. I can't view down because this game is programmed to look down. But anyway, so what does that symbolize? It's obviously some kind of a elemental rune of some sort. I recommend that it's the water element. And water symbolizes emotion, and the cups in the tarot also symbolize by water and emotion. So what this means is that as you enter the temple, the great goddess, the mother, or the mother aspect of, the whole thing, is under assault, or so it seems. And what this means is that we're this is meant to be an assault on the Virgin Mother, so to say, or Mother Earth. So that's the symbolism of that, possibly. Now, all this is just speculation. I don't want any of you to take this as fact, but it is very interesting to see how the symbolism pars up with, actual facts in history. Okay, so if we look here, this is, sorry about that, this is a dead German soldier. So the Germans clearly, or the Nazis, have many things to do with this game, and it has to do with the secret doctrine of H.P. Blavatsky, because in the 1940s, Hitler was seeking power through theosophic circles. It is well known that he himself was part of a secret society called the Knights of Thule. And so that's a reference to, the whole Nazi kind of aspiration to conquer the world and to promote racial purity. Because in the secret doctrine, the races and root races have a lot to do with the whole doctrine. But it's totally misunderstood from the Nazi standpoint, because root races are different humanities and not races as we know them. Okay, so that was you saw that? Okay, that was a dead headless. A headless creature. So what this means is, oh look, he just so happened to fall in that room. How interesting. But anyway, a headless creature is a symbolism for the invocation of the Goetia, which starts off with, I invoke the headless one. And in the Goetia, that's also heavily referenced in this game. And tome of demonic entities, and you can see his tongue is indicative of a very demonic-esque character. So, I don't die in this game. Okay. You'll have to excuse me. Gotta try to survive while I'm playing the game. But anyway, you'll have to excuse me. It would be so embarrassing if I died. But anyway, let's see. I'm going to rest. It might be. I'm exhausting myself. However, we will certainly. Okay, I died, so that's not good. So we have to start over from the beginning. And whoops, I'm so sorry. We're gonna have to cut that out of the video. Where did it go? Where'd my window go? That's really frustrating. Okay, here it is. So we have to play the game, and it's good to start over anyway, so we can get a fresh perspective of how symbolism is incorporated. You're probably wondering more about the Goetia. It's also known as the Lesser Key of Solomon. This is Solomon's temple, so to say. He was personified as a man of wisdom. And, Solomon was rumored, or the legend is that he built his temple by employing demonic forces, or angelic forces, really. I'm not sure. There's debate on what kind of demons he summoned, but once the tome of the Goetia was discovered and written, and we don't really know if it has anything to do with the original Solomon, but it certainly is a tale of interesting proportions. Yep, okay. I'm not really good at this. I'm rusty. It's been a long time. Okay. Okay, so anyway. This game is really hard. Very intense on the higher levels. And we'll certainly be going to those lower. This game is centered around the and we will be first ascending and descending in like fashion. Okay, so let's look at this symbolism here. Let's see, we just picked up in my inventory an emerald. We don't seem to be able to do anything interesting with the emerald. You want to examine this? Okay, so that's what it looks like. Now, green emeralds have a lot of symbolism and occultism because green is symbolic of the heart. Because the heart's color is green in the Vedic system. And the Vedic is, if you don't know what that is, it is the ancient Aryan Hindu system of chakras. And in that system, they color the chakras in a rainbow-like pattern. And the heart chakra so happens to be the fourth chakra, which is green. And it represents harmony. So clearly what is implied here is that harmony has been cast aside, laying on the ground, and is simply at the mercy of the darkness that we're encountering here. So you can see that, and it's also Luciferian too, because the emerald belonged to Lucifer's crown, and it was cast off by the angel Michael when he was in fighting with the devil, or Lucifer. But we'll get into that later about his identity. But remember, this is all just allegory and symbolism. Doesn't necessarily mean that any of it literally happened. Maybe it did, but that's really relevant. So we will continue on our journey into the darkness. I die.